Welcome to the Emirates Stadium. Tonight, Arsenal host Atletico Madrid on matchday 3 in the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal are unbeaten in their first two group games and are yet to concede. A win here would put them firmly in control of qualification to the knockout phase. They will be hoping that their strong league form will transmit to this competition tonight. Atletico Madrid's start to this campaign has been mixed, with an away loss to Liverpool and a resounding home victory over Eintracht Frankfurt. They currently sit fourth in La Liga with 4 wins, 4 draws and 1 loss. Overall, one might say their form has been solid but not spectacular. They have been strong at home but have looked vulnerable away from Metropolitano, something coach Simeone will be looking to set right tonight. So we have two contrasting styles clashing. Arsenal's pressing and possession meets Atletico's discipline and counter-attack. Team News and Mikel Arteta has made 2 changes from the Arsenal team who edged past Fulham 1-0 on Saturday. Both changes come on the left-hand side. Lewis-Skelly and Gabriel Martinelli start over Ricardo Calafiori and Leandro Trossard. For Atleti, winger Nico Gonzalez, who had taken a head knock in their last match, is included, surprisingly, in the starting 11. After starting the last 4 games in all competitions, Antoine Griezmann is on the bench tonight. Alexander Sorloth instead partners Julian Alvarez in attack, with the manager's son, Juliano Simeone, preferred on the right ahead of Alex Baena in the only other change from the weekend win over Osasuna. And so kick-off, and Arsenal burst into life from the opening whistle. They go on the press immediately, trying to dominate Atleti from the start, and within 5 minutes, the Emirates rises as Eze lets fly from 20 yards. The shot takes a nick off a defender and cannons off the crossbar. Declan Rice is first to the rebound, swinging a volley that thunders into the turf and loops just over. Oh, the message is unmistakable here. Arsenal are here to dominate. Atletico cannot settle. Their attempt to play out from the back repeatedly collapses under Arsenal's high press. Bukayo Saka is already tormenting David Hancko down the right. Gabriel Martinelli darts in from the left, and every Arsenal attack feels moments away from producing the breakthrough. A really high-octane start from the Gunners. Lewis-Skelly, who starts today in the left-back position, adds the bite Arteta wants in midfield. His youthful exuberance, though, shows when he hauls down Juliano Simeone right in front of the benches, prompting an animated protest from Simeone Sr., who storms down his technical area, gesturing for a card. Referee David Massa keeps his card in his pocket, but the tone of the evening is set. Arsenal intensity against Atletico resistance. By the 15th minute mark, the Gunners are purring. Their passing triangles stretch Atleti across the width of the pitch, forcing the visitors to defend deep. Then a sweeping move ends with Lewis-Skelly finding himself on the left side of the penalty area, shaping a low shot to the far post that misses by not far. Arsenal keep the tempo high. The atmosphere builds with every pass. Actually, watching replays, Lewis-Skelly's was half a shot, half a cross there. Saka is electric. Following on from his great performance against Fulham at midweek, every time he receives the ball, Hancko looks uncomfortable. He beats the left-back 3 times inside the opening quarter hour and draws groans of admiration from the stands. 20 minutes in, and Saka is threaded through into the penalty area by Timber, who's connecting with him increasingly well, and this time it nearly leads to the opener. Oblak is quickly off his line. Saka tries to clip it over the giant keeper, but Oblak blocks it with his shoulder and actually collides knees with Saka in the process. Thankfully, both players are immediately on their feet. Around 20 minutes in, Arsenal almost pay for their overconfidence. Raya misjudges a routine ball running towards the byline and is forced into a desperate slide to clear the ball out for a throw. Atleti react fastest. The ball is thrown in quickly. Simeone Jr. curls just past the far post, with Raya stranded. It's their first real look at goal and a reminder that one mistake can change everything. Arteta urges calm. His players respond with renewed pressure. Timber drives through midfield and unleashes a low effort that Oblak gathers cleanly. The Arsenal crowd roar their approval. They can sense a breakthrough coming. When Gyokeres is nudged in the back inside the box after a cross, VAR checks for a penalty, but play continues. I think that decision is right. Soon after, Saka's brilliance produces the first false eruption of the night. He skins Gimenez on the outside towards the left side of the penalty area, slides across for Martinelli to tap home. The crowd goes wild, but the flag is already up. Offside. Clear by a stride, but it only fuels the energy inside the crowd. The contest is beginning to bristle. Gimenez goes into the book for a cynical block on Gyokeres, then vents his frustration by booting the ball away. Not a clever idea. Zubimendi, though, follows soon after for a mistimed tackle, meaning he'll miss Arsenal's next European fixture against Slavia Prague. Rice himself treads a fine line and needs to be careful, as he also is one booking away from a suspension. He goes in there with a late challenge and needs to be careful, as we said. Arsenal finished the half camped in the Atletico half, but without the cutting edge of their early flurry. They do keep the pressure up, though, until the last, as a cross is nodded over rather untidily by Martinelli, almost coming off his shoulder. And that's the final action of the opening 45. Half-time here, Arsenal 0, Atletico Madrid 0. Arsenal well on top overall, but without the same level of dominance they enjoyed in the first 20 minutes, including hitting the bar and Rice volleying the rebound over from close range. Will they be made to regret not making the most of that bright start? 9 Arsenal shots, but only 2 since the 26th minute. More than 250 minutes since Arsenal last faced a shot on target. That is madness. Both teams have firepower off their bench. Merino is a wild card option for Arsenal, while Leandro Trossard is privy to a big game goal. Atleti have Griezmann and Baena as options to unleash, and their bench is slightly bigger as well. And they also have Raspadori, who could come on. Second half then, and no changes from either side at the break, and Atleti get us underway, and straight away we can see that they mean business. It is as if they have been explicitly told at half-time by Simeone not to let Arsenal set the pace at the start of the second half. Within minutes, Julian Alvarez, quiet until now, takes possession 30 yards out, glances up and curls a stunning effort that smashes the crossbar, with Raya beaten. For a split second, the Emirates gasps, a reminder that Arsenal's dominance could still well unravel. That scare jolts Arsenal back into gear. Zubimendi, on 54 minutes, inside the penalty area, pokes a bouncing ball through deftly. Oh, that's quite nice for Gyokeres, who is on the stretch, toe pokes it goalwards, but is denied by the wall. That is the big frame of Oblak again, who straight off his line. Almost clicking for the Gunners, almost. The match is finally poised, until Declan Rice decides otherwise. Just before the hour mark, Rice stands over a free kick midway inside the Atleti half, 5 yards from the left touchline. The delivery is sublime, whipped with pace towards the near post. Sorloth hesitates. Gabriel doesn't. Goal! The Brazilian centre-back glances the ball perfectly across Oblak and into the far corner. The Emirates explodes. Arms raised, Gabriel wheels away to the chant of set piece again, echoing around the stands. Atletico, though, respond immediately. Alvarez threads a delicate pass into the run of Simeone, who angles his shot goalward, but Gabriel throws himself across to block. The Brazilian celebrates with the same gusto he did a few moments ago for his goal, and why not? Soon after, Hancko meets a cross 12 yards out and sends his header wide. A let-off for Arsenal, and perhaps the last warning they'll need. Arteta will not be happy that his side are allowing these chances for Atleti to get back in the game. For Simeone, positive signs that his team are not going to give up this game without a fight. On 62 minutes, Simeone rings the changes. Koke, Gimenez and Gonzalez are replaced by Gallagher, Baena and Ruggeri. The idea is energy and width. The result, however, is probably not what Simeone had anticipated. Within minutes of the substitutions, Arsenal strike again. Lewis-Skelly magnificently burst through midfield, hurdling 2 challenges, running from his own half deep into Atleti territory. This is why he's on the team. He then slips a perfectly weighted ball to Martinelli on the left of the box, inside the penalty area. The Brazilian needs only 1 touch. Goal! He bends it first time around Oblak, in off the far post. A stunning finish and a statement that Arsenal have arrived on the Europeans' biggest stage, if a statement was needed. The Emirates is alive with noise. Even Arteta punches the air in delight. Arsenal 2, Atleti 0. Barely 2 minutes later, the floodgates open. Martinelli whips a low cross into the area. Eze cushions it into Gyokeres' path just outside the 6-yard box. Goal! The Swede shoots on the swivel and his shot deflects off Hancko's standing foot, looping beyond Oblak. It's messy, fortunate, but completely deserved. After 7 scoreless games, the big striker finally finds the net, and you can see the weight lift from his shoulders. He almost seems shy to do his trademark celebration, but his teammates push him in front of the fans, who get what they had been waiting for. It's Arsenal 3, now Atleti 0. But before the replays of the goal have even finished, another set piece on 70 minutes delivers again. Rice swings in a corner. Yes, it's Rice again. This time to the far post. And it's Gabriel again. He rises highest. Heads it back across the 6-yard box. Goal! Gyokeres bundles it over the line from 2 yards. 2 goals in 3 minutes from the Swede. London buses indeed. The Emirates bounces as fans serenade their rejuvenated number 12. Declan Rice jogs back with a grin. Another assist. Another perfectly executed delivery. 4-0 to the Arsenal. If Carlsberg did Arsenal football evenings. Indeed. Simeone can hardly believe what he's seeing. From 0-0 and level pegging, his side have conceded 4 in a whirlwind spell. He turns to his bench again, sending on Griezmann and Thiago Almada. And by now the damage is irreparable. Arteta senses the opportunity to rotate. Gabriel, Eze and Zubimendi come off to applause. Mosquera, Nwaneri and Nørgaard take their place. Atleti's frustration is beginning to show. Lenormand hacks down Lewis-Skelly and goes into the book. Their structure has collapsed. Every Arsenal corner feels like another goal waiting to happen. Then one blot, a minor one on the Arsenal copybook after 78 minutes. Their run without facing a shot on target is over as Almada takes aim from a tight angle. Still a comfortable hold for Raya at least. Declan Rice continues to dictate from deep, switching play effortlessly. On 82 minutes, Gyokeres is withdrawn to a standing ovation. His 2-goal contribution sealed. Timber follows him, replaced by Merino and White for the final stretch. 84 minutes, Gallagher forces Raya into another comfortable stop before Griezmann lashes a speculative shot wide. Atletico's pride keeps them chasing, but their body language tells the story. They've been outrun, outpressed and outthought tonight. By the final minutes, the noise in the crowd softens into satisfaction. The crowd knows they've witnessed something emphatic. 3 minutes of stoppage time tick by. Nwaneri tests Oblak from the edge of the box, saved. And then the whistle sounds. It's full time. Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 0. The scoreline says it all. Arsenal imperious. Atletico dismantled. Declan Rice orchestrated everything. 2 assists from set pieces, total control in midfield, relentless leadership. Gabriel dominated at both ends. Martinelli dazzled, and Viktor Gyokeres turned from out of form to unstoppable. It's 3 clean sheets in a row in Europe, 10 goals from set pieces in total already this season, and a striker rediscovering his confidence. Arteta's side sit pretty with full points along with Inter and PSG at the top of the Champions League table and leaders by 3 points over Manchester City in the Premier League. Momentum in every direction. For Atletico, this was a humbling. They struck the bar at 0-0 and might have changed the narrative. But once Arsenal broke through, their compact lines disintegrated. Away from the Civitas Metropolitano, their vulnerabilities were laid bare. Simeone's side will need to regroup quickly if they're to stay alive in this group. For Arsenal, though, this felt like the night Europe took them seriously again, if they needed to do that. Power, precision and patience, everything Arteta has drilled into his players, unfolding under the lights. The crowd stayed long after the whistle, singing the names of Rice, Martinelli and Gyokeres as the team saluted all four sides of the stadium. 4 goals, another clean sheet, and a growing belief that something special is building in North London. It finishes here, Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 0.